Is it possible that we, the human race, could face extinction in a mere 7 years? The year 2030 might seem far off, but the clock is ticking and the alarm bells are ringing. Our planet is sending us desperate SOS signals, warning signs of an impending crisis that could threaten our very existence. While the idea of human extinction by 2030 might seem like the plot of a science fiction film, it's a terrifying possibility we can no longer ignore. 3 major threats loom large over humanity's future: climate change, pandemics, and resource depletion. These interconnected challenges are like a perfect storm, each one exacerbating the others and pushing us closer to the brink. It's not just one single threat we need to worry about, it's the deadly combination of all 3. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, it's happening here and now. The evidence is irrefutable, from the melting glaciers and rising sea levels to the increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. The average global temperature has already risen by about 1 degree Celsius since the pre-industrial era, and it's projected to increase by another 0.5 to 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2030. This might not seem like much, but even a small increase in temperature can have devastating consequences for our planet. The COVID-19 pandemic provided a stark reminder of how vulnerable we are to infectious diseases. It exposed the fragility of our globalized world, highlighting the interconnectedness of our societies and economies. What started as a local outbreak in one corner of the world quickly spread across the globe, bringing life as we knew it to a grinding halt. We are living in a world of finite resources, but our consumption patterns suggest otherwise. We are depleting our planet's resources at an unsustainable rate, leading to deforestation, water scarcity, and soil degradation. This overexploitation of resources is a recipe for disaster, potentially leading to conflicts, mass migrations, and social unrest. The fight for dwindling resources could become a matter of survival, pushing nations and communities into a real-life Hunger Games scenario. Section 6. The Arctic meltdown, a harbinger of global catastrophe. The Arctic, once a frozen wasteland, is now melting at an alarming rate. The Arctic sea ice, a crucial component of the Earth's climate system, is shrinking year by year. This melting ice not only threatens the survival of Arctic wildlife, but also contributes to rising sea levels, which could displace millions of people living in coastal areas. The Arctic is like the canary in the coal mine, and its melting is a stark warning of the global catastrophe that awaits us if we don't act now. Section 7. When the world stops spinning. Pandemics and supply chain disruptions. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the fragility of our global supply chains. Lockdowns and travel restrictions disrupted the flow of goods and services, leading to shortages, price hikes, and economic turmoil. The pandemic showed us that even a seemingly localized event can have ripple effects across the globe, highlighting the interconnectedness of our modern world. Section 8. Dust to dust. Topsoil depletion and the looming food crisis. Topsoil, the thin layer of fertile soil that sustains most of our food production, is being eroded at an alarming rate due to unsustainable agricultural practices, deforestation, and climate change. It takes hundreds of years to form just 1 inch of topsoil, yet we are losing it at an unprecedented rate. This loss of topsoil threatens our ability to produce food, putting billions of people at risk of hunger and malnutrition. Section 9. Our choice, our future. A call to action for humanity. The challenges we face are daunting, but we must not give in to despair. The future is not yet written, and we still have time to avert the worst-case scenarios. We need to act now, collectively and decisively, to address these interconnected threats. We must transition to a more sustainable way of life, one that respects planetary boundaries and prioritizes the well-being of all living things. It's time to rewrite the narrative, to choose hope over fear and action over apathy. The fate of humanity is in our hands, and the time to act is now. Let's work together to create a better future for ourselves and for generations to come.